He told me I was different, said I made him feel safe, but I was just a game. And now, I'm done.
The bass thumped through the garden, fairy lights flickering like stars hanging too low. It was Savannah's end-of-summer party. Her rules, her night. She wore a black dress that clung to her curves, her signature curls swaying like she owned the wind. Everyone was there. Football boys, Insta girls, Year 12s trying to impress, Year 13s acting like celebrities. And then Maximus arrived. He walked in like a storm, wearing cologne and confidence. Tight white tee, chain around his neck, phone always in hand. He fist-bumped the boys, smirked at the girls, and his eyes locked on Savannah like she was already his. But Savannah wasn't alone. Danielle stood at the drinks table, blonde hair tucked behind one ear, freckles catching the fairy lights. She was pouring juice into plastic cups with quiet kindness, unaware that tonight, her world would detonate. Because Maximus, he had just kissed Savannah behind the garage, and 10 minutes later, he held Danielle's waist under the patio heater. Both girls, same night, same party. No one knew, yet. Monday morning, corridor packed, trainers squeaking, lockers slamming. Savannah moved through the chaos like a storm cloud. No smile, no makeup. Eyes locked forward. The party was still buzzing online. Stories reposted, comments flying. But something didn't sit right. She'd seen a photo. Not the one she was in, the one she wasn't. Danielle, wrapped in Maximus's arms. Timestamp. 10 minutes after her kiss behind the garage, Savannah's jaw clenched. She didn't cry. Savannah didn't do crying, but her hands were fists inside her sleeves. Across the school, Danielle floated like a balloon someone forgot to tie down. She kept rereading Maximus's texts from last night. "You're different. I've never felt this safe. Don't listen to what anyone says. It's just you." But now she felt eyes, whispers, and a message she couldn't ignore. "Girl, check Savannah's story." She opened it. Black screen, white text. "Some boys play football, others play hearts. Only one's getting exposed." Danielle dropped her phone. What no one knew was that Danielle had been seeing Maximus in secret for weeks. Late-night calls, long walks after school, kisses in empty corridors. He told her to keep it private. Said it was better that way, less drama. And she believed him. Believed every word, every lie spun like silk. She'd fallen in love with him quietly, completely. What even fewer people knew was that a few years ago, Danielle had been bullied. Not the playground teasing kind, but the cruel, whisper behind your back kind that seeps into your bones and stays there. It had left her anxious, guarded, always waiting for the next blow. She kept her circle small, trusted slowly, spoke softly. But Maximus had made her feel seen. Safe. Like maybe, just maybe, she didn't have to keep her armor on all the time. So when he kissed Savannah, when he acted like Danielle was just another name in his DMs, it wasn't just betrayal, it was heartbreak. Real, raw, and earth-shattering. Danielle didn't go to third period. She sat behind the music block, arms wrapped around her knees. Her hoodie was up, her cheeks streaked with quiet tears, her phone buzzing non-stop in her lap. Maximus hadn't replied. Savannah had blocked her. Her heart pounded like it was trying to punch its way out of her chest. Insecurity, shame, embarrassment. They spun around in her head like knives. Maybe I was just a game. I thought I mattered. I thought I was special. Then came the push. An anonymous DM. 4 words. You knew he lied. That's when Danielle cracked. She opened notes, typed a goodbye. It was short, soft, hopeless. She walked out of the school gates. No one noticed. Not at first. Until a year 10 saw her at the bridge. Savannah was walking home, AirPods in, head down, when she saw the flashing lights. Ambulance, bridge, a small crowd gathering, and a blonde girl on a stretcher. Danielle. Savannah's stomach dropped. She sprinted. No hesitation. Not even the paramedics could stop her. What happened? A boy from their year whispered. She tried to jump. Savannah's breath caught. This wasn't just drama anymore. This was real. Too real. A tear broke loose, the first in years. Then she heard it. A paramedic's voice. She's breathing. We got to her in time. Savannah stood frozen in the streetlights, mascara starting to smear. All at once, it clicked. Maximus, that liar, that coward. He played them both and nearly killed a girl. She didn't go home. She didn't cry. She turned around, walked back to school, and pulled out her phone. She recorded a voice note, posted it to her story. Maximus, you better pray she makes it, because we're not scared of you anymore. And tomorrow, the whole school's gonna know who you really are. What no one ever saw was that Savannah's strength was built like scaffolding, designed to hold up a perfect image. At home, the pressure was relentless. 2 older brothers at university, a mother who spoke in grades, a father who measured love in achievements. Being top of her class wasn't a choice. Being popular wasn't a flex. It was survival. Every outfit, every exam, every party she hosted, calculated, controlled. Because if she ever let a crack show, she feared the whole mask would fall. So when Maximus made her feel wanted without trying, when he chose her behind the garage, it wasn't just a kiss, it was freedom. Brief, burning freedom. And when she saw that picture of Danielle in his arms, it wasn't just betrayal, it was humiliation. And under that, pain. Tuesday, first period. Maximus walked into school like nothing happened. New trainers, ego at 100%, until the laughing started. Not loud, not obvious, just everywhere. Snickers in the hallway, phones flashing, eyes dodging his, whispers flying. He checked his phone. 2 missed calls, 3 DMs that said, "Yo bro, have you seen Savannah's TikTok?" He tapped, paused, heart dropped. It was him. At year 9 camp, screaming at a spider on his sleeping bag. Savannah had found the old footage from someone's Snapchat memories. Zoomed in, cropped tight, captioned in big white letters. The only thing Maximus can't lie to is an 8-legged insect. A remix track played under it. Big man Max, big man Cap, scared of a bug, and that's a wrap. The comments were brutal. Alpha who? Spider sense, triggered, I'm dead. It hit 200,000 views before lunch. Teachers saw it. Even the head teacher watched it. Maximus didn't eat that day. He sat in the toilets, hoodie over his face, scrolling through the chaos he couldn't control. All because of Savannah. All because of a spider. All because he messed with the wrong girls. Hospital room, white walls, beeping machines, a window that barely opened. Danielle blinked, then flinched. The light hurt her eyes. She heard a soft voice. "Hey." Savannah, sitting beside her, hoodie on, makeup off, eyes red from crying, but alive with something else. Fire. Danielle tried to speak, but nothing came out. Just a tear. What most people didn't realize was that Savannah and Danielle had once been friends. Proper friends. Back in primary school, they'd spent every lunchtime swinging from monkey bars and sharing secrets over packed lunches. But time happened, and with it, change. Savannah got prettier, louder, more confident. Danielle grew quieter, anxious, introverted. By year 7, Savannah was getting invited to everything. Danielle wasn't. They drifted, not with cruelty, just distance. But in that hospital room, hands clasped in silence, they realized something. Popularity didn't matter. It never had. Trust did. Kindness did. Truth did. And together, they were stronger than they'd ever been alone. Savannah reached out, held her hand. "Don't you dare think you're weak," she whispered. "Maximus did this, not you." Danielle blinked again. She hadn't seen kindness in a while. "I posted the video," Savannah said. "The one with the spider." She laughed through her nose. "He's getting rinsed." Danielle cracked a smile. Just a little one. But that was all Savannah needed. "You're not alone anymore. You hear me? I don't care if you forgive me or not, but we're going to heal, and we're going to bury him together." That night, Danielle posted too. Just a black screen, white text. "Sometimes the ones who smile the most are the ones hurting the worst. I'm still here, and I'm healing." It hit 3,000 shares in 2 hours. DMs flooded in from girls she didn't even know. Messages like, "I see you. You're strong. You're not invisible." And in that quiet, glowing hospital room, Danielle thought of the girl she'd once been. The one who used to sit alone in the library, terrified of what people might say if she ever truly spoke up. She thought of how Maximus had made her feel like she could finally trust again, and how easily he'd crushed that trust. Boys like Maximus never see the aftermath. They never sit in the silence their actions create. But maybe now, he would. Savannah looked down at Danielle's hand in hers. "I've had to pretend for so long," she said quietly. "To be perfect, untouchable. But the truth is, I'm tired." Danielle squeezed her hand. Savannah smiled, just a little. "Maybe we both deserved better than Maximus, and maybe we're stronger than we think." 3 days later. The legend of Maximus, fading. He tried to show up at football practice. The coach didn't bench him. He just handed him a letter. It was from the head of year. Due to his behavior, Maximus was barred from attending the upcoming residential school weekend. The trip everyone had been talking about since spring. No bonfire, no canoeing, no late-night antics in shared cabins. Just detention and reflection. He DM'd 5 different girls. No one answered. They left him on scene. In class, the back row where he used to sit, empty. No one saved his spot anymore. Even the younger boys, the ones who used to copy his haircut, crossed the hallway when they saw him coming. And then came the final hit. A video. Not from Savannah, not from Danielle, but from Danielle's older sister. This week's life lesson: the cost of ego. Why bullying, manipulation, and silence nearly cost a life. There were photos of Danielle's hospital bracelet, clips from her TikTok post, snippets of Savannah's voice. But the final frame, it was Maximus, screaming at a spider, again in slow motion. Captioned, "Funny how the strongest ones break first when truth hits." That video didn't just go viral, it went nuclear. Local news picked it up. Parents reposted it on Facebook with angry emojis. Maximus didn't leave school, but he might as well have. He walked through hallways like a ghost now, just a name people whispered when they wanted to warn others. this story? It didn't end with Maximus, because something else was happening. It started small. A message, a Canva flyer in pastel blue, passed in DMs and taped to lockers. Unmute, a space for girls to speak. Room 2.3. Wednesdays, no judgment, just truth. By the second week, the room was full. Girls from every year, some with shaking hands, others with steel in their eyes. Danielle sat near the back, notebook in her lap, hair up in a claw clip. Savannah stood by the whiteboard, no makeup, just her voice, clear, strong, done with being silent. "This isn't just about Maximus," she said. "This is about every time we've been told to get over it, to stay quiet, to be chill. I'm done pretending." And the room? It shifted, like something sacred had been cracked open. Girls nodded. Some cried. One girl spoke for the first time in weeks. Stories came out like smoke from a fire. Slow at first, then impossible to ignore. Outside, room 2.3, the posters appeared next. "Silence isn't strength, speaking is." "Unmute, don't shrink." This school protects too many Maximuses. That ends now. But even as the school found healing in truth and solidarity, Maximus was left to confront something far more complicated than public shame: himself. The viral videos would fade. The whispers would quiet. But the weight of what he'd done? That would linger. Because somewhere beyond the memes and the mockery, there was a girl in a hospital bed, and another who used to trust him. Maximus had played with hearts like they were disposable, but now he was faced with the reality that actions echo, louder than laughs, deeper than likes. He had to ask himself, who had he become? And more importantly, could he ever become something better? The silence that followed him now wasn't punishment. It was a mirror. And for the first time, Maximus had to look.